surah. And the man said, enough, enough. And then and Rasul said, "Mah," and he said, what's like why? And then it's like, why? Like in that way. And then Rasulullah and the man said, this you said you recited one verse is enough for me. For me to live life. There's one verse is enough for me to live my life. Right. And then Rasulullah said to him, what was that verse? And then he said, the verse whereby it goes, فمن يعمل مثقال ذرة خيرا يره ومن يعمل مثقال ذرة شرا يره. And whosoever does an atom's worth of good deed, they will see it, and whoever does an atom's worth of bad deeds, they will see it. And Rasulullah said, right, the man has understood. Right? And anyways, so we were sharing things, from what I've taken, from my influence, personally myself, sharing whatever we've taken, and with the intention that it expands your idea, it expands your understanding, and that you take from this mashrab, you take from this water source, and you bring it to other people. Now, it is grievous what we are seeing around us, and I'm sure that every single person in this Zoom, you are here because you are concerned, and you're very worried of going on in this world. That is why you're here. You are worried, you're concerned, and you're looking for solution. It's similar to, is a way, in fact, is a way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he used to seclude himself in the cave, right, on the mountain of Jabal Nur, and in the cave of Hira. He was secluding himself because he was very worried and very concerned about what his people were doing at that zaman, in their idol worship, in their zulm, their oppression, in their fornication, their alcohol drinking. Mecca was filled with shar, right? And so Rasulullah was worried, therefore he was seeking, and he was just like our own, may Allah accept from us our own ghar, like our own, place where we're here, right, to take from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And how Abu Bakr Adni, because I was just watching some of his videos just to take more, right, from him. And he was saying that, understand that you coming to these halaqat, that you coming to these sessions, you are taking from your prophets. You are taking from your prophets. And that is the only knowledge that is beneficial entirely. It is the only knowledge that is 100% entirely beneficial is knowledge that comes from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is knowledge that is from our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, delivered to us who are in the Akhir Zaman. He had a lot of concern for the people who will come later on. I want to continue with in the maqasid. I'll continue with the maqasid. Right? What are the, what our qasid, right? What our aims and objectives. Number three. So number three, right? It is to first and foremost to protect the rukun ihsan. Rukun Ihsan is one of the first ones to be destroyed, because when Rukun Ihsan is destroyed, it comes with it the Sharia, Rukun Iman, and Rukun Sharia, Islam, and Iman. So we're coming up to going to, and Sada Anisa, our teacher Mashhur, she would always emphasize over and over again, on Rukun Ihsan. She was saying, this needs to be, we need to bring it back to life. We must relearn it and relearn it. And she would say that majority of us don't even understand what it is. How are we supposed to bring it back to life? We don't even understand what is our Rukun Ihsan. What is the integral with regards to Ihsan? What is Ihsan? Subhanallah. Okay, our next maqsad, right? Our next maqsad, it is to make it clear, right, for ourselves and everyone, right, to make clear for us and everyone the prophetic method, the prophetic path, the prophetic method. Make it clear. Okay, it's all from our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it's what some of our intentions and our our aims and objectives. And the last one that I wrote down here from her is that to increase or to raise the understanding of every Muslim right? To raise the understanding of every Muslim. That means to increase ourselves in our intellect, because this requires intellect, right? So to increase ourselves in our intellect, to raise our understandings, right? So we understand what is going on around us. Right? How can we solve solution, or how can we give solution or solve problems? How can you solve problems or give solutions, right, when we don't understand the problem? Right? You don't understand the problem. Like in mathematics, the first thing to do when you want to solve a problem sum, you must understand the problem sum. Right? And I find, I mean, a lot of you who are teachers, you know that students are unable to solve the problem sum because their language is weak. They can't understand what's being asked, right, in the question. Similarly, in life, when you see problems all around us, if we don't understand the why, the word here is why, if you don't understand, and that's why Rasul said, "Faqquha rajul." The man has understood. It's all about understanding, right? And when someone has understood, right, then comes the solution, right, on how to pull themselves away from this facade. So one of our, aims and objectives is to open up our why, for us to and to understand deeply, right, the situation, the issues around us, so we can begin with our solution and to guide people to solution that is, you say that is firm and that works. So, mashallah. Right. So, mashallah. Right. So we're coming into it. Right. So, and the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, in a hadith, that indeed I have left you, right, on the mahajjatul bayda, alayluha kanahariha. This is the hadith that they will quote over and over and over again in Tahawulat as the hujjah, as the proof that for surely that I have indeed left you, like on a white or on a clear state, like on a white plain. It's night, it's like it's day. It means it's clear. He has not, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he has not left anything, of the matters of the end of time, except that he has made it clear to us where is the khair and where is the shar. Like where is the hidayah and where is the where are the dalala? Like where is goodness, where is evil, where's the guidance, and where are the misguidance? Tamam. Right. So it is as if, someone who says, so fiqh tahawulat, it's basically what is going on in tahawulat, in this dunya, right? The Dajjal is having black and white, and he keeps telling everybody, it's in the hadith of Rasulullah, he keeps telling everybody, right, that the black is actually white and the white is actually black. Right, so we're not going to listen to what he says, but we hear what Rasulullah said. He tells us what is black and what is white. Right, to be clear, what is nar, what is fire, and what is Jannah. Right, so this is different, mashallah, as in the past, because we're in the world of the imposter, right, world of the deceiver, right, the master deceiver, right. So he will do it such a way that to make those who are righteous the villain, right, the evil. Those who are evil, they're like the heroes, and that is of Dajjal. Tamam. Okay, right. So for us to understand, right, the truth of the matter, right? So now we're defined the Dajjal, right? And we're gonna go around this entire topic of the Dajjal, because that is what Akhir Zaman is all about. Akhir Zaman, the end of time, is all about understanding this, right? This, and in a hadith, Rasulullah mentioned that there was not a prophet that came before him, right, except that they warned their people about the greatest fitna. They warned their people about the greatest fitna. And he says, here I am warning all of you about the greatest fitna. And it's so like makes your heart shake, that are we going to be the people who will see this fitna? We're already seeing it. We're already seeing it. He has his work going on in this dunya right now. His work is going on. But I don't want to see his person. I want to see the physical manifestation, because there will be a physical manifestation of the Dajjal. He will appear, he will emerge, right? And people will worship him. They will run after him, and they will do so knowing he is Dajjal, knowing he is Dajjal, knowing he is not Nabi Isa alayhi salam. They will still run after him because their shahawat is there with him. Their desires are there with him. To give you all a clear understanding, the Jews in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when they saw Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they had no doubt, zero, they had no doubt that is indeed the promised, the awaited prophet, the final awaited prophet. They knew it was him, sallallahu alaihi was doubts. It was in front of them. The signs were all very clear. How many of them admitted it? And how many of them embraced Islam? Clear, clear. They could see clearly in front of them, that he is the last prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And how many of them actually admitted that he is the last prophet and took shahada and followed him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This story will repeat itself in the end of times, but instead of the Yahudi, the Muslims are told the characteristics of Nabi Isa, and we are told the characteristics of Imam Mahdi, right? The descendant of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we are also told the characteristics of Dajjal. All of these are told to us, and we will know. The Muslim will know. They can tell this is Dajjal. This is Dajjal. Here is the way of Nabi Isa. Here is the way of Imam Mahdi, who is the way of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They know it. They know it. But like the Yahud in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the shahawat, the desire, the ego, the nafs, right, stopped them, prevented them from acting on the knowledge that they have. Right? Why? Because they in our zaman is because we've been consuming so much from Dajjal that even when he comes out and he declares himself to be the Dajjal, and his eyes will pop out, and he will first come out as a very handsome, charismatic alim, scholar, and he will deceive everybody, and people will run after him and love him. This is the end of time. It will happen. Eventually, he's going to show his true colors, and his eye will pop out, and he will declare himself to be the judge. People will still love him. They will still follow him because he has dunya, and people love dunya. Dajjal gives dunya. The enticement is so strong. Right? They love their dunya. Right? So subhanAllah, if you don't start now, which is why zuhud is the way to go. Zuhud, right? Detachment from this dunya, that's the way to go. Right? Towards the end of time, right? It's not about different religions. No, it is about worshipping of material wealth. Is the worship of material wealth, of luxury, of things, of money, of houses and cars and everything. That is the Dajjalic way, because Nabi Isa is the opposite. Yeah, Alhamdulillah, sorry, I got cut off. Right, so, Bismillah, continue from there. Okay, Bismillah. Okay, Naam. So I think I was saying about how Dajjal is the opposite of Nabi Isa. Nabi Isa is all about zuhud, and Dajjal is all about dunya. Right, dunya. And you see, look around us, look around us. How many Muslims are obsessed with dunya? How many Muslims are obsessed with dunya? Dunya is addictive. Dunya is addictive. So many of us might think that, oh, when Dajjal comes, oh, I will know how to know it's him, and I'll stay away from him. Dunya is addictive. Right? If you think more and more dunya, you want more and more dunya. Right? So as in the hadith of Rasulullah, that the son of Adam, if you give him a mountain of gold, he will just want another one. That's all. And nothing will fill his stomach except the dust from his grief. The human being will just want and want and want and want, right, of the dunya. The Dajjal will make use of that. Tamam. So the ta'arif of the word Dajjal, the ta'arif, right, the explanation of the word Dajjal. All of this is the muqaddimah of Sayyidah Anisa. I'm just presenting my notes, right, to all of you. Is in her muqaddimah, right? The Dajjal, the definition of Dajjal is al-kadhab, right? The liar who distorts all reality, right? The liar who distorts all reality. That is the meaning of Dajjal, right? He distorts and he lies, right? And so he will make whatever is righteous to be wretched, and whatever is wretched to be righteous, right? And therefore, in learning the fiqh tahawulat, we are running to our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because he has spread out for us this map, like a map, for us to follow step by step till we meet him by his hawd. And that's the hadith of Rasulullah, like that, that towards the end of time, holding on to this religion is holding on to the end, to hot charcoal, right? And that Rasulullah, and he advised the companions in another hadith, to hold on to this religion with your mola, so with your heart, and this means hold on very tight to this religion until you meet me by my health, until you meet me by my pole, inshallah. But we have to learn what he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and therefore we can go on this path and prevent and block, right, all this evil that the Dajjal is filling up the world with. He's filling up the world with all this evil, to the point wherever you go, it's as if it's spilling onto you. Like all this, it's as if like it's najasa everywhere, and wherever you go, you feel like it's hitting you, it's hitting you, it's hitting you. So how do we get through this, inshallah, safely? And that's the fa'idah of this knowledge, right? And then he mentioned also that of in this knowledge, it is for us to study. Okay, this knowledge is the study of shar, the study of evil, and the means and the ways of evil, and to study as well the reasons for goodness and the means and the ways of goodness. This goes back to the hadith of Sayyidina Huzayfa al-Yamani. Sayyidina Huzayfa al-Yamani, he would say, الناس كانوا يسألون رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم عن الخير وأنا أسأله عن الشر. Right, so he said people used to ask about goodness, but I used to ask you about evil, so I can stay away from it. That is why we're studying it. Because and Habib Abu Bakr, he says that so many people have fallen into the traps of the Dajjal because they have not studied fiqh tahawulat properly. They have not understood fiqh tahawulat properly. They fall into the traps of the Dajjal, whereby they don't see evil as evil and they don't see good as good. And so and also in this entire subject of tahawalat, we will be studying our enemy, Iblis, right? First, the enemy is Iblis. And we're going to see how this leads to Dajjal. There are different creatures. Dajjal is a creature, Iblis is a creature. Right? To understand well the story of Iblis, right? They will go back to the story of Iblis. So the Anisa, she always said she dreams to write down a syllabus, right? A syllabus, based on the story of Nabi Adam and Iblis, right? Because and a full syllabus about this, and teach our children, so they can understand the path of goodness and righteousness, and they can understand the path of evil. And so if our kids knew the story of Iblis and Nabi Adam alayhi salam very well, in the way it's supposed to be taught, then they will be able to protect themselves, right, from the evil, right, of the Dajjal, because it all works hand in hand, mashallah. And so inshallah, the study of Fiqh is long, right? It is long. The study is very long, mashallah, right? But we are beginning, we are starting, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us openings. Okay, it's a lot to do with openings, a lot to do with alim ladunni, a lot to do with this openings that suddenly, just because you come for this course and you, or this dawrah, and you hear all this stuff, that it could be that you see something and suddenly it occurs to you, this is evil, right? This is the Dajjal. It will just occur to you, Allah will put it in your head that you'll feel something in your heart. This is evil, even though the whole world is on it. This right here is evil. This right here is evil. And there are people who have that kind of wine, they have that kind of understanding. Subhanallah. So we ask Allah to give us the kind of understanding. I have not gone to the Mabadi, but I'm right at the Mabadi right now. Right, I'm at Thamarah, Nisbah, Al-Istindad, Al-Wadi', أفضليته, right, and so on. Just now I was going through, I think it was the Tarif actually. Right? So actually I did end the Mabadi, right? Just now was the whole kalam today was Tarif. It was actually under Ta'rif Nam. It was under Ta'rif. I didn't see the heading that I wrote down. It's under Ta'rif. I did what is Ta'rif? The introduction. No, is the definition, right? Because you go to the Mabadi al-Fat, you go, the first one that you go into is al-Had, right? Al-Had. يعني مبادئ كل فن 10. Al-Haddu. Right? The first is al-Haddu, which is the ta'rif or definition. The whole kalam today was definition. MashaAllah. Right? And then tomorrow or next week, we're going to al-Thamara, right? The fruits of this knowledge. And then we go into a nisbah, right? Where it's from, right? And, or what is it related to? And then istimdad, where are the derivations of it? The wadi', we know it's Habib al-Adani, we have taken that as well. The afdaliyah of this knowledge, right? And the hukm shara'i as well of this knowledge, and so on, right? So the 10 mabadi', inshallah, next week, inshallah. Barakallahu fikum. I have to stop there right now because it's already Maghrib here. And I apologize for the internet cuts back and forth because of the heavy rain. It's raining heavily here, mashallah. Make our du'as, inshallah. بارك الله فيكم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة. أن الله يرزق العمل نافع والعمل خالص والمسلمين وذل الهدى ويسر به قبل النبي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وإلى أرواح معاني من مشايخنا وذوي الحقوق علينا وإلى حضرة النبي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم. الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. والعفو منكم.